Okay, same as last time. Sorry, I don't have the camera set up, but I'll tell you exactly when I'm starting the video. All right, and there. Oh, jeez. I've been periodically talking about the Facebook IPO. Facebook has recently begun selling its stock. It means that a person can actually own a portion of the company. So if something is in the stock market, that means that somebody can purchase it. It's kind of like a house that's made of many bricks. It's like you can buy just one brick of the house. That's your share of the house. So it's just the same as stocks. Stock is a piece of a business or a company. You can buy one or two or however many you'd like. You actually own that piece. It's yours. And if the company profits, you profit as well. You share that profit. So there are many, many people that use the stock market. It can be really risky. It is sort of a gamble when you're purchasing stocks because you don't know how well the company is going to do in the future. A lot of people will buy one stock from different organizations so they have their whole portfolio. And if the value goes up, then your value goes up as well. And people usually choose to sell when they think the stock is at a high value before it goes back down again. A lot of people can become pretty wealthy from doing this. Back in the 1990s, people were really eager and doing a lot of business on the stock market, and it just really exploded. But that's not always a sure case. You can always buy stock, but you're not always guaranteed it's going to do well. You can invest, but then if it kind of goes down, the business isn't doing so well, the worth depreciates, the value of your share depreciates as well. You thought it was originally worth $5 and now it isn't. You can lose money that way. Or if you invest $1,000 in something and now it's down to $500, that can happen. And if by chance the company goes bankrupt, well, your share is completely worthless then as well. A lot of people put a lot of money into their retirement funds via stocks. A lot of people think that companies, organizations, they won't go bankrupt, but then they do, and they do everything, and they lose everything. A lot of people getting ready for retirement can lose everything. You can invest in a small or big IPO. You can even borrow money, take a loan out to purchase stocks, and in the hopes that you'll make some money to be able to pay the loan off and earn profit yourself. It's called an underwriter. So originally, when a company decides to sell its stocks, the company itself is the profiteer. And then later, when the individuals who've purchased the stocks, parts of the company, when they sell them, the company itself does not actually profit. They're disconnected at this point. So now I'd like to explain what happened with Facebook. In May, Facebook announced that they would open their IPO. They announced that they would be selling their stock in hopes that it would really appreciate in value. So the members within the company voted, and they decided to go ahead and do this. So Facebook earned about $10.6 billion and decided to sell their stock for about $18 or so. Some financial analysts did some research and they calculated that Facebook was worth about $18.2 billion, which is quite a large sum of money. So how much should each stock be worth? In 2011, Facebook's earnings increased. So in a 3-month time period, their earnings increased by 45%. So with that ratio, their earnings, they expect to continue to increase at a good rate. Mark Zuckerberg is the inventor of Facebook, and he's quite young for all of his success. At first he wanted to keep the business just to himself, but now he's allowing the shares to be sold. Through this process, he'll be earning $2.2 billion. And in addition, Mark Zuckerberg does own some stock himself. When this is all said and done, Mark Zuckerberg will still own the largest proportion of the company. That way he can still maintain control and clout over all the decisions. So a bank figured out that they should sell their shares at about $80 a piece. And Mark Zuckerberg was pretty excited about the earnings that he would encounter. But unfortunately, the stock price continued to decrease because it really wasn't a hot seller. By June 2nd, it had really depreciated to about $40, and it's still going down. And no one's really buying it now. Not too many people are buying it. So the original people that purchased it at a higher price are pretty upset about this. So now the people that purchased the shares at $80 a piece are upset about it, and they want to sue Mark Zuckerberg. One problem is that a lot of people are using Facebook on smartphones versus computers. And when you use Facebook on a smartphone, they earn less money. So over time, as people start using their smartphones more and more for Facebook, Facebook is going to depreciate in earnings. There's also speculation about Mark Zuckerberg hiding information. So there's a lot of mysteries left to be solved.